Okay, so last week you guys worked on simple interest, so we thought it only appropriate that this week we would do compound interest. So these videos will be reviewing some of the example problems you could see in your work this week with compound interest. Number one says Jeff has $90 in a savings account that earns 5% interest compounded annually. Remember, annually means once per year. To the nearest cent, how much interest will he earn in 2 years? Use the formula B equals P times 1 plus R to the T power, where B is the balance or the final amount, P is the principal or the starting amount, R is the interest rate expressed as a decimal, and T is the time in years. So looking at this equation, we're given a few important pieces of information. The original amount he put in the savings account was $90. The interest was 5%, and they want to know how much interest he will earn in 2 years. So we're going to use these three numbers and put them into the equation. So when we're using the equation, we are calculating the balance B. So B is going to equal the starting amount, which is 90, times 1 plus our R value, which again is the interest rate expressed as a decimal. So 5% is a decimal. If we do 5 divided by 100 is 0.05. So it'd be 1 plus 0.05 to the T power. T is time in years, so it'd be 2. So this is what we're going to type into our calculator. 90 times 1 plus 0.05 to the second power. Now, we need to round this. If you notice, there are 3 decimals, but with money, we should always round it to 2 decimal places, so it'd be $99.23. However, we are not done. This is not our answer. Notice that it's asking how much interest they will earn. What we just calculated was the B value, which is balance. So what we need to do is subtract that number by our original, our principal amount of 90. When we do that, we are left with $9.23, which is what would be the interest amount. So be careful with that wording there. If I go on to number 2, it says Marco has $30 in a savings account. The interest rate's 5% compounded annually. Again, that means once per year. To the nearest cent, how much will he have in 3 years? Okay, so $30 is the original amount. The interest is 5%, and now it's 3 years. So now they're asking how much will he have? That means we are actually just finding our B value. Okay, so we do not need to do that extra step in this example. We're just going to calculate B. So B would equal 30 times 1 plus. We need to change again 5% into a decimal by dividing it by 100, which again is 0.05, and we raise it to the third power. So we type that into our calculator. And again, we need to round it 2 decimal places since they said to the nearest cent. So it'd be $34.73. Be very careful with your rounding, because if you round incorrectly, you could get the entire problem wrong.